So Harshit, we'd like to hear more about his musical journey from the man himself.
Hey Shayantan, first of all, I would like to thank Businessworld and you for having me here. It's a great blessing and indeed a good vibe to sit here and talk about the how being a musician and everything. Well, I was born and raised in Delhi. Went to school. I was a nerd all throughout the school and never thought like I'll be a professional musician or anything. But then it was always a hobby. I started out playing keyboards and then finished school, went into college. I started out, went into a engineering college to study mechanical engineering. Well, that didn't went well, so eventually I had to, I dropped out of it, and then I finally kind of decided, went to my dad. I tell the story all the time because it's short, but it's very touching to me. I went to my dad and finally told him, Dad, I don't want to do this, and I want to follow my heart, and music was the only thing that was driving me, the sole passion that was driving me ahead. And so I finally decided to get out of this whole engineering and get out of the whole dilemma of following the crowd thing, because I felt that I can achieve something for myself and work hard for the family. And so I decided to go to Chennai, where that was the only school that I knew, School of Audio Engineering, where apparently I met you and we were friends and we became good friends. And I did stuff there and started playing bass. I played for 83 miles per hour, which was like which still is, I love those guys, still is a great band. And then, while I was also in Delhi, I just wanted to tell you, I started playing sessions. I played with Cyanide and Blank Noise and all these bands. And so I slowly made my shift from playing keyboards to bass. And then the bass actually became like as my main instrument. And while being in Chennai, I was, winning colleges, competition, IIT, and the other like Strawberry Fields and other competition. And then one fine day, somebody contacted me saying, you should go ahead forward in life. And I was like, okay, probably, growth is something which I always look for. It's mandatory in life. You need to grow to be better for yourself and for everybody around you. So I decided. So they told me about the school in Los Angeles, California, just called Musician Institute, and I just applied for it. I was like, okay, I'll probably make a video. I made it with a close friend of mine, and I just made the video and I sent it. I was like, okay, it's like a big competition. The competition was called the Fulbright Scholarship, and then luckily I got selected. And then they had the online voting, and I went through all that procedure, that you have to go through the media and everything. And then I got finally selected, so they flew me down to LA, and the rest is history. Like I've been ever since just in the field, working. So yeah.
Musician Institute at Hollywood is one of the most reputed contemporary music college. So, would you share with us your journey at Musicians Institute, and how was the stay out there in the US?
As far as I'm concerned, it's one of the best experiences I've ever seen in my life. Just because I was so excited to be in a music school. You know what? When you drop out of something, when you're following your passion, when your passion is like really, I was like on 200% level of working hard. And then I went to the school, great environment. Like I just like literally dipped myself into studying and practicing and being focused and motivated at the same time, because the whole environment in the school was so competitive. And my teachers, I would strongly say this in the interviews, my teachers, they pushed me so much into getting the most out of me, because they saw the true potential, which was very good on the part, that because they were maxing out everything that I could possibly do. Like they would give me lessons which would take months to practice, but they would let me do it. They would make me do it in weeks, and for that reason I had to work like overnight and studying with that way. Playing a lot of live performance things and everything. So the school was amazing, and the experience was amazing, because being the music capital in the United States, so it's the whole networking and the whole business is way huge, and you can get a lot out of it. And so I was really blessed in that fact that I was able to get these opportunities which made me showcase my playing and showcase the way I am and the showcase and also learn from people. Like I have mentors and I still follow their mentorship, and it's just amazing. It was a great experience, like from being the student to getting outstanding student, of course, of 2014, and then I became the faculty. So it was just mind blowing. Like I the best experience, I would say, like as far as things are concerned. Yeah.
Fair enough, Harshit. I'm like aware that you are being endorsed by a lot of companies.
Yeah, man.
So if you could share with us, like what does it take for an like artist to really get endorsed by these big companies? Like as a matter of fact, you being an Indian, it must be really difficult to get endorsed by such names. So if you could walk us through the journey, you know.
A lot of young people, not even young, peers, they asked me this question as like, how do you get endorsed with these companies? Because you being an Indian musician, I mean, of course, endorsement is one thing. Is for people, they might think it's free, but definitely it's not free. It's like a relationship. It's like a business relationship that you, and also like on a personal level, you create a relationship with the company. At the same time, you're also professional about it. Like I'm being very, like I'm very happy to, say that I'm an endorsee with TC Electronic bass amps and cabinets, as well as Dunlop super bright strings, and even Bartlini electronics and pickups. These are companies where I would say premier musicians are endorsed with. And as far as I would say, like endorsement, it's a process. It's not like okay, I just played like these great gigs and I got an endorsement and I'm done. Like I got free stuff. No, with me, like they look into as to how I can benefit them as well as how they can benefit me. Being said that, you have to be really serious about what you're doing and you have to keep on going on. Like for me, like there's teaching, there's doing clinics, there's just playing live, going into the studio, doing sessions, being the face of the music and using the equipments, a long time. And also with the endorsements and everything, they also helped you to grow as a musician, because you tend to be connected with the company and the inside out. Also, a downfall of the endorsement, I would feel, is like people get endorsed just for the heck of getting endorsed. But I highly suggest people to be endorsed with companies if they really are using the products. Like TC, I've been using for like 3 years now, and 3.5 years, and I have great relation with the company. So as like the Dunlop, like I would like strongly give a shout out to TC Electronic, Morton and the whole team, the Dunlop team, Daryl Anders and all these people, they're like great. You create a great relationship. You become your friends. They help you. And I saw with that also, you also helping out by using the equipment. So endorsement is like, I'm very fortunate enough to be, using these companies and their equipment. But at the same time, I'm also striving to be a better musician and working hard towards while you getting a support from these companies. So that's what it is, endorsement. It's a very good question you asked from me. Yeah.
Okay, so Harshit, tell us a little bit about your main instrument. I can see a Fender behind you.
Yeah,
so
I'm a big nerd when it comes to like equipments. Like it or not, I would rather spend my money on my equipments rather than my clothes. Fair enough, I would, because being a sound engineer and an audio engineer, I have the sound in my head that I want. Like every player in the world has their distinct sound, and I strive for that. I'm still searching for it, but thanks to using a good amp company and good strings, and now I was never a Fender jazz bass guy, but I always used like companies like Ibanez and different companies. But like I said, music education. Went to LA, every single teacher of mine and told me like, dude, you need a jazz bass. If you're a working musician, you need a Fender jazz bass. And also one of my biggest inspiration, like Jaco Pastorius, from Weather Report, like he revolutionized the bass, the whole thing, and he used a jazz bass, and I really loved the sound of it. And I would seriously tell you, like, ever since I got the jazz bass, this has been my main working instrument. Like, be it in the studio, be it live, be it like any style of music that I'm playing, be it like any, like even practicing or just writing my own music. Like, I have just gone down to like a 4-string jazz bass. Like, I just recently posted on my social media saying, like, my life has all come down to a jazz bass as I'm growing old. And I'm not that old, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, it's just a maturity in the sound, a maturity in the whole thing, and that's why this has become like my main instrument, like a clear passive sound which is unadulterated, and it's just like so punchy. So that's why I use this instrument. I love this. You use a Fender, like, you can't go wrong with it, man. Like, no, people can't go wrong with a Fender jazz bass or a Fender bass. Yeah.
Well, Harshit, you must have come across a lot of musicians who are very genre biased. So, I mean, like, what do you say? Should they move out of their comfort zone and, like, what do you say? Is it really a good thing to be genre biased?
It's good and it's bad. I'm a very neutral person. So, like, I was into playing a lot of rock music. Like, I'm relating this with my education again, with the way I learned. Like, everybody asked me, like, oh, you studied bass from MI? And I would be like, I studied everything besides the bass at MI, if it makes sense. Yes. And that's what, like, the thing is, like, when you are into a genre-based kind of a thing, okay, it's good, it's great, you're doing rock, you're doing whatever you like, metal, pop, funk, or whatever. But, if you want to be a working musician, I feel that, and as far as bass players are concerned, for us being a working musician, it's always good to be touching all the genres of music. A good friend of mine, Gino Banks, a great drummer from Bombay, he said recently in one of his clinics, he's like, at least I know, for being a working musician, I know how to get into playing this. I might not be the ace of it, but at least I know how to work my way through it. And even my teachers, like, I never was hip to playing Latin music, or I was never hip to playing contemporary R&B music, or matter of fact, hip-hop music, which I really liked when I was moving to LA, or even before moving to LA, like, I really liked to play, but I never knew how to do it. But as soon as I reached and went into my music education, I touched all these things. And you know what, like, right now, like, I love playing hip-hop music, I love playing funk music, like, I didn't knew how to break it down. So I feel that people should really sit down, and if they don't want to play that style of music, at least listen to it. Because I feel a major part of you being a better musician is what you listen and what kind of music you're listening to. Because trust me, subconsciously it's just going into your system, and it's healthy. It's not affecting you. So I feel people should listen to a lot of music, different styles of music, and even try to play around it. Like, it'll be good for them. It'll be good to have a big library of knowledge, and that's it. Yeah,
Yes, true that. Well, Harshit, in a country like India, where job security is taken very seriously by an individual and his family, what would be your thought being a musician? I mean, like, could you please tell us?
Good question. Great question, because I remember I had my father also ask this question to me, and it's just a society kind of a thing, Back when I thought of doing music, first question that came was job security, because everybody wants a secure job where they're making money, the family's happy that whatever they're doing and all. So being a musician, you're still secured, I feel. You're secured in your own way, depending upon how much you are willing to go ahead forward in your field. Like, we were just discussing before doing this thing, music is not just become music now, so it's just a brand, like how it's a branding thing. So there are ways you can make money. You can do clinics, you can do shows, you can do studio sessions, you can do branding for other brands, you can sponsor other brands, get endorsement, you can do tons of stuff, write articles in the magazine, there's so many things that you can do. And as far as India is concerned, I totally agree. Like, the first question that parents The thing the pen comes in the mind is like, how are you going to secure your job? But then I feel like, thanks to my father and my mother, and thanks to India opening up now into into the idea of letting, like, Indian parents, like, opening up the idea of letting their kids follow their passion. Because then, the field of arts, if you look into just the money part of it, you cannot grow. Because especially for musicians, if you're just looking the money, then your creativity falls down. Because it's a process. You keep getting creative, you keep going forward. Money will come. You pay your dues. That's exactly what I learned from. I learned from my teachers. I wanted to be on the best gig. Trust me. I wanted to be on the best gig in LA. My mentors, like, Ruby, BC, Demo, and all these people, they're still my mentors. They're still my friends. They told me, like, what if you get the gig? Then what do you want to do? Like, no, like, you gotta take it. You gotta pay your dues. You work hard, and then the money comes in. The money will come. That's the thing. As far as job security is concerned, trust me, I'm already secured. My parents know that I'm doing something that I love, and I'm following my passion, and that makes them proud, and that keeps them happy. So I'm already secured, and I feel that in India, like, people are more and more understanding this thing, and then that's how the Indian the creative community is growing, and I'm pretty happy about that. So
that's great, Harshit. So if you could tell me a little bit about music business and how do you market yourself?
I started out as a freelance guy. I never understood this term freelancing. My first gig as I was a session player all along. First gig was Cyanide, playing for Cyanide. I did all these gigs. I was doing all along, getting paid, on to the next job, until I reached LA and I took a music business class by this really good author, Dr. Chaz Austin. I attended his class, and the first thing he said was, in this industry, there are 90 to 95% people who are doing freelance work, and there are very few people who are attached to something. That's how the market grows. That's how you build the market. That's how you bring out the business. I learned a great thing from him is like, you gotta be a brand. Like me, I'm Harshit Misra. I have a brand name which is called Hashpage, which gives out a picture that this is the guy who plays bass, who can give his services, who can arrange, who can write, who can produce, who's also a sound engineer, who can do things, and you even inspire people and stuff like that. That happens. But that's how the market is. Music business market is pretty big. It's also it's also something that can dissolve you, but it can also bring out the best from you. It all depends on perception. That's what I feel. And then the music business is always growing. It's always it is complex. It is complex. If you don't know where to do something to know at least the basics of music business and how to market yourself. Because I learned it the hard way. Like, I didn't know how to market myself. But then eventually, my playing, like my style, like I told you, like I run for a sound. My style, my way of playing, that made all the difference. They were like, I used to play, believe it or not, I used to play sessions in the studio. There'll be my friends or it's just random person walking in and they'll be like, well, this is Hash. And the person will be like, how do you know? It's like, he has a sound. I can feel that this is the guy who came and played. And it'd be like, 9 times out of 10 will be correct. So that's how the business, my name grew. And like sometimes people will ask me, like they'll be like, oh, you're not doing that much stuff, like how you do this and how you doing that. But like your market grows if you know how to make it grow. Like it's simple as that. And of course, you should know how to tackle people, how to tackle deals, how to tackle this and that. But that's how you make yourself and your name and everything grow. You can grow as a band, you can grow as yourself, you can grow as like a duo, you can grow as a singer-songwriter, you can grow like anything. But you should know what path, like plan it out. Like I had to plan out myself, I still plan. But I don't plan like how to tackle people or anything. I just plan out, okay, this is the way I need to broaden my market. By getting endorsement, by doing clinics, by just talking to people, by giving them advices, by playing live, by giving out my 200%, and I never give my 100% in my job. That's another thing. Like one of my closest friends, he said working ethics is very important. And having a good working ethic like has also made me to market myself more rather than me speaking to people. So yeah, that's how you market, that's how I marketed, and that's how the music business is, it keeps growing, and you're just a part of it.
That's great, Harshit. Harshit, any piece of advice you'd like to give up to the upcoming musicians?
Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Um, don't have egos. Share and care for other musicians, because it is a community. You have to keep patience, and you have to work hard. I have just worked hard. I still work hard. I might talk a lot. I might not talk a lot. I might have a brand name called Hashbase. I might do whatever, but I am true to myself, even before being true to anybody else. And that's what I want to give an advice to young musicians. Believe, have passion in your heart. You can do it. If I can do it, if other musicians can do it, you also can do it. And keep doing it. Make your parents, make yourself, make everything around you believe that you can achieve things, and you can go out your own way and do it. Because once you do it, you learn and you go through experiences which makes you grow. And then when you grow, you get better things in life, and you inspire and you motivate other people to go ahead in your life. So that's my advice to young musicians, and somebody who wants to do music, even somebody who sits in an office or something like that. Just follow your heart, man, and be true to yourself and work hard, because there's no other shortcut towards success, and that's it.